What's up guys, Phoenix here. This video is going to be another DevPro Duel video, and this time I'm going to be testing an OCG concept because we are eventually going to get Card of Demise, and so one deck that boosts greatly from that card is the Qliphort deck. Now, as you can see, I'm playing some oddball choices like Laser Clip, but I have taken some inspiration from the OCG and decided to just play Qli with Card of Demise in it, because that deck actually does get a rather big boost from Card of Demise simply existing. Ooh, Summoner's Art. Cool nonsense. I've got Monarch Stormforth in here as well. There's a lot of different like neat little choices that I'm kind of testing. Even though I absolutely hate this deck with a passion, then there's like no reason not to like at least test playing it. You get what I'm saying? There's absolutely no reason to like not test it unless you're just going to feign like ignorance. But yeah, okay, so let's see. The best card for me to get right here would actually just probably be like Qliphort, simply so that I could not die. But actually, like, climate change is pretty important, because if this scout dies, oh baby, I am without a win condition. But nah, I'm not too sure how I feel about this deck as a whole right now, simply because of the fact that since I've got the climate change, I'll also normal summon this. But like, honestly, this deck's kind of lackluster, but I mean, it's always been lackluster. I'm not sure if we're actually going to see this deck have a resurgence, and I'm playing against Hieratics, which means I might just die here. And normal summoning this is going to be what has caused me to die, if I do die. So that's reassuring. But if I don't die this turn, oh my god, he's playing the Gishki thing. He's playing Hieratic Gishki. Oh my god, I like this deck way too much to be upset. But not the Qliphort deck, by no stretch of the imagination. I love playing around with the Hieratic Gishki deck whenever I get a chance. Especially now the deck has Beatrice. So you can just like make Beatrice and like send mirrors to grave to like call it mirrors. It is actually mirror. It's Gishki Aqua Mirror. That is right. I forgot about that. But like you actually get to like send key cards to grave to like recycle. Like you can send more ritual monsters to recycle and do stuff like that. He had double convocation. He didn't slam both of them down immediately. This saucy man. What did he add? He added Gust Kraken, so he's gonna take this laser clip out of my hand. Not that I care, because like that card's literally there for the reason of that I play Monarch Stormforth in this deck, and I also play a lot of cards that that hinder my ability to Pendulum Summon, i.e. the triple Pot of Duality and triple Card of Demise. So playing Laser Clip as a one-of that can be searched off Scout during turns where you Duality or Card of Demise seems like a nice approach to have, simply because it gives you a method to get a Tribute Summon off in the form of like Monarch Stormforthing one of their monsters, then normal summoning a small dude, and then tributing them both for like say like stealth. It seems to have some merit there. At least I think so. I may just be completely wrong. Oh yeah, this deck is really cool now because this is a level 6 tuner, and that just works really well with Gishki Abyss. I completely forgot that that interaction could exist. The last time I played this deck was literally like before Gust Kraken went to 1. So it's a deck that I've always like had in the back of my mind as something to like play as a concept that might be good in the future. If the game ever gets to a point where a hand loop needs to be something that needs to be done. But otherwise, yeah, I forgot that this card existed as a tuner, strangely enough. But looks like my opponent is probably going to kill me this turn. If they don't, I don't know what the hell is happening and why they're not. That's the thing, is that he has every single... He should have killed me this turn. Out of the cards that I know that he has access to, he should have killed me. I am so confused as to what's actually going on. Well, I'm just going to flip this Duality and try to dig for Card of Demise and try to get into more traps, and then I'm going to try and use the Monarch Stormforth to clear away some of these cards. And I'm at a respectable amount of life too. Jesus. Solemn Strike, that's easily doable. Well, I'll activate this Duality first. And so that, and that. Frontline Observer, it's definitely not something I want. I don't want to lose a turn. That's a turn late. I lost too many turns. But what I can do, actually, is since I've got Strike, and I've got the Climate Change, I can actually get Carrier. I can get Carrier, I can Scout for the Laser Clip, I can Climate Change the whatchaman back, the Stealth back, and then I can do the whole play I literally was just talking about and use it to get over the Beals. So there is that as an option, and then I can just set Solemn Strike, and then I think we're pretty alright, maybe? Question mark? Question mark Plux. But yeah, Laser Clip is just a really cool card to just have as a splashable like option, even though it's probably garbage. I'm not trying to say that it's 100% like good. It's definitely questionable at best, but as a one of, I mean, it seems pretty alright. But so we'll Climate Change this back. Very underwhelming Climate Change, but I mean, damn man, gotta get there somehow. So I'll use this, and then I will normal summon it with Tribute for these two, and then, well actually I could have just saved that, and I could have distributed this one. Well no, I couldn't have, because like, I'm thinking in Monarch terms, and no, that's definitely not how this works. But what I do get to do is I get to bounce this, and this gets to bounce my Scout, and then I can play Scout again and search for another card. Probably going to be like Recreate, maybe, because like I could get another, I could get the second Climate Change, but like, or I could just get Sacrifice and keep this from dying. In fact, that sounds like the move. Sacrifice, put it on this, keep it from dying, make it huge. That way, this Strike becomes incredibly increased in value because of the fact that he has to deal with it. I don't like the fact that I'm playing with a very, very low amount of cards, and I can't Scout anymore if I have to pay for this Strike. And that's a big issue. I definitely didn't have the strongest of openings of what I needed to get to, and any one trap would have rectified that, but I can't remember what I took. Damn, he has seen every Convocation. What a master. Alright. Well, Gishki Aquamir is coming down here, so that'll get that, which will get his normal back, and I'm literally not going to strike anything until it's something that can out my stealth. But the potentials for things that can out my stealth are very few and far between in his deck, because it has to be something that's a level 8 to out my stealth. It has to be, because of the fact that his stuff is inherently weaker than that, and its rank focuses around the rank 6 engine, basically. Yeah. You can keep doing what you're doing. I'm actually, well, I don't want to hold S because I might get screwed. I've been screwed by that card in the past, or screwed by that action in the past where I let go of S like a second too late. Ultimaya Zolkin. I feel like that's going to warrant me striking it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to warrant a strike. Yeah, we're going to strike that. I'm not going to let that happen. So now these cards have to both be combo cards that can deal with the stealth. Otherwise, I think I can just, like, if I keep drawing relevant traps, like that one, then I literally just sew this game up with my own 2 hands and 2 cards, because I definitely can't Scout anymore. So I've definitely got to just ride the wave of the loser turns until the sun sets, basically, because that's all I can do with this deck, and that's all this deck does. All this deck does is just flips floodgates and yada yada yada, but that's what makes this deck potentially good again once we get Card of Demise, because of the fact that, like, decks like this and Yosenju have a huge amount of manipulability in their end phase of what you can do. Like, Monolith, you can choose to resolve your mandatory effect of Card of Demise to discard your hand before you resolve Monolith. So if you're able to do stuff like that, then everything's just all good for you. I'm going to go ahead and activate this loser turn here. Just so that everything comes out and is forced into this position. Oh, he lost connection. Okay. So he can't deal with the loser turn with anything that's in his hand. Okay. So he was gonna Ritual Summon his 6 and then get his thing back, but then he can't deal with the stealth that's going to keep poking him every turn. So I literally am at 200, and I win out of the sheer principle that I have a floodgate that he can't answer. That's a terrible feeling, but that is the nature of the Qliphort deck. But anyway, I'm going to be playing some more Caveman Yu-Gi-Oh! over the course of the day, so expect more duel videos of this deck going up, and it's probably going to be like a discussion video about it, because I definitely underestimated the merit that Card of Demise could have in decks like this and Yosenju, even though, like, they're not the greatest decks in general. I mean, hence the Floodgate strategy, but, like, the fact that the Floodgate strategies are getting a card that says draw up to 3 cards is absolutely ludicrous, and, yeah, it's probably not okay. But anyway, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe to all the nonsense you usually do. Like I said, be on the lookout for more Qliphort games, either later today or even possibly tomorrow, and then maybe a discussion video on Qliphort with Card of Demise and stuff like that, because, oh man. But anyway, if you want to support me, clicking ads on my videos and disabling ad block is more than sufficient. Helps me more than I can express, and I would be very much appreciated, more than you will ever know. But other than that, that is all for this video, and as always, guys, take care.